as well of Team Liquid, and we're all loaded in steadfast. This is the most important, or the hypest match, at least for me today, and spawning in the top right hand side with a very quick gas, going for a 13-12. It is Elazer.
We knew it was going to be a circus from moment one, and it is already delivering. As we have spawning down to the bottom left, it is Kitesy Gaming's Reynor. It's cool, by the way, to kind of add to the storyline a little bit. We'll talk about this obviously right away, like very, very quickly. But it's very cool that the two players recently both joined teams in order to bolster the World Team League teams. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, for sure. Is Elazer able to play in the World Team League already?
He will be after, not this week, but after this week, he will be eligible to play, I believe. Team Liquid really needs him too. They're struggling a little bit in the standings, but that's not what we're talking about here. Take it away, Cats. What do we need to see out of Reynor in order to defend a 13-12? And what kind of 13-12 do you think it's going to be?
Well, I think that it's going to be the regular kind, right? Like, he's going to make a bunch of links, follow it up with a Baneling Nest. Probably after the Baneling Nest, start a Queen. There is an option where you go for the Queen first, but I don't think we're seeing that, as he's continuing to just mine gas. So Elazer is going to be looking for a kill onto the low ground expand, and then maybe look to contain or something like that from there. And Reynor is going to be looking to hold. Maybe we'll need something like a Spine. You can skip the Banelings or you can skip link speed on the side of Reynor in order to get faster Banelings. He has already gathered some gas. Miko is doing a great job of evading the first Overlord worth of vision. It will catch the next two links. Elazer knows that, so those two are going to run straight, where the rest of his 6 links are running kind of around. So Reynor knows that this is a pull first. He doesn't know how aggressive it is until just now.
Yeah, it could have been something like a 16 pool, or that's really what it could have been. But like you said, as he sees the 5th set of Zerglings, he will know what's up. He's hiding a couple of those Zerglings on the right side, will morph Banelings, and wanted to go after the Lings that were popping out. Not going to be able to get those there. Spine Crawler, Baneling Nest first coming in for Reynor. He does need to be a little bit careful right here. Doesn't want to lose 4 Lings for free. He will kind of bait his opponent around. Oh, the Baneling. No, not going to be able to get too much done. And actually a really nice start so far for Reynor, I think.
This is good for Elazer. He's actually going to kill the Queen. Reynor is making a Spine on the high ground, but if Elazer can get this low ground expansion, he's already expanding and he will be ahead in this game. Reynor went for the Baneling Nest first, which is an option that I was suggesting is a possibility, but that means he won't have link speed to actually go out on the counter aggressive. So I think this actually looks pretty good for Elazer here to start us off, as Reynor's going to be contained for a little bit longer here.
Oh, the Evo Chamber, that's not a full wall. The Baneling getting in on top of these units. The Spine Crawler is going to help out a fair bit, but so many drones going down.
Oh my God.
9 drones fall, 10 drones fall on a snipe right there by those Zerglings. And if he was ahead before, he is now miles ahead.
Yeah, these 2 links on his inside his base are the one saving grace that Reynor has. And yeah, I think before he was about to convert his position into an advantage by virtue of having that base and being able to kind of just zone out Reynor from taking his own natural expansion for a while. But now he is just straight up ahead on every regard without needing to do much of anything. So every moment that he buys is just, you know, icing on top of the cake. However, Reynor is looking for this, and this is the great equalizer. He could get 7 or 8 drones here. 8 drones! That is gigantic.
Oh my God, that's so huge. And I believe he moved forward down onto the low ground. Well, I know what moment we're going to be looking for when we go into the replay for the Juniper moment right there. Oh my God, that is gigantic. And that creates a bit of a weird situation right now. I almost feel dumb asking this question, but Reynor is ahead now, right? Or is he still... Is he still going to be in a tough spot?
Well, I think it's a playable game for both, but I would say Reynor maybe a little bit ahead. He's like 3 workers ahead. He has his own link speed, so yeah, the differences are pretty minor, as Elazer did get that expansion earlier and he managed to, you know, do his own thing there. So yeah, and Elazer also couldn't contest on the other side, like the expansion, like he didn't deny it for as long as he could have.
Yes. Ooh, nice pick off on that Overlord right there. Really does commit those Queens very far off of creep. He has a third one, so he's not going to lose too much in terms of injects. We do see a very quick Evo chamber coming in from Reynor. And now that there's 3 queens at the front, those 2 banelings that Reynor sneakily morphed on the right side, they're not doing anything. They will not do anything at all.
Yeah, Elazer's actually in a fine position here. He made the extra queens as well. Like, he looks to be droning up a little bit faster than Reynor. Very difficult to tell, like, you know, the advantage is going to shift from time to time here because of, like, how the larva injects work and when the larva spawns and stuff like that. I saw 4 additional workers, apparently, from a Baneling run by there from Reynor. So, yeah, I mean, if I was lost in terms of the judgment, I think now Reynor's definitely got a small advantage. Before that, maybe Elazer had a small advantage, but either way, I think that this is a pretty playable game for both, like I was saying. It's unfortunate. On the other side, Steadfast, I would have loved for Elazer to make 2 banelings. I think that 2 banelings on the low ground of that base can hold that for so much longer. This is gonna find 3 links. Could have been much worse, or 4 links even.
Yeah, nice manual detonation right there. Like you said, could have been a lot worse, but still getting value there with the pickoff. I agree. I think he maybe could have gotten something done. There's also a weird scenario where if you have enough banelings and a hatchery immediately starts up, you can actually blow it up immediately. I think you yourself have done that move before. I think there's
I love that
you
move.
did that once. It's a really cool move.
Yeah, I did that against Scarlet one time on a tournament. That's the one that you might have caught. And yeah, like if you have, like, you know, if you want to be safe, you can do it with 3 banelings so they can stand like pretty far back. But just 2 banelings, if the hatchery starts, as soon as the hatchery starts, 2 banelings will kill it. So if you just have 2 banelings threatening around, it is very difficult to drop a hatchery before taking those down. And it is a difficult situation when your opponent still has lings. Whereas here, we had Elazer kind of running like 2 lings and then another ling and here and there against one of the banelings of Reynor, and it wasted too much links, and having lost the drones on the other side, he wasn't able to make enough to continue with the contain. And yeah, like, I mean, Reynor breaks out. Those 2 banelings on the other side really saved this game for him, but Elazer still looks to be in a pretty strong position.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting right here. Ooh, Scout will... Oh, did it get in? Does he see the Evo chamber? I think he just denied it. I think he just barely denied this guy. We're going to check in a second. Yeah, he just denied it. Beautiful positioning right there from Reynor. And he is getting a hell of a lot of aggressive potential. But there's going to be a bunch of roaches on the way. This is meant to be a Carapace all-in for Elazer.
Yeah, the problem for Elazer is he doesn't have a ton of banelings. These banelings at the front really have to stay alive. 2 more banelings are going to connect for Reynor. 7 additional workers will go down. And yeah, I mean, the links of Reynor, should he get rid of the banelings of Elazer, are going to be extremely potent against those roaches as well. But I mean, Elazer does protect his 4 banelings, and now Reynor transitioning further into a Spire. And yeah, this is a bit of a fiesta.
It certainly is. If he can slip a couple of lings into the natural, he could pick off... Oh, and that, I think he... No, never mind. That was just the weird positioning they took. If he can get some big damage, that would be really, really nice. Like 5 lings in the natural would kill off another 6 or 7 drones because they're all bruised up, but they'll heal up over time. Oh my God, the other side of the map. Now it's Elazer's turn coming into the main base with a big Bane run by. How did he get those in?
I have no idea, man. Like, I have full vision. I didn't see those in the...
I missed the whole thing.
Yeah, but I absolutely love these 2. I mean, these 2 going up against each other, it's just like, you know, they are both like just such like flow-oriented players. Like, it's just wave after wave, and it goes from one side to the other, right? And it's not just those banelings, it's also these roaches. It's like, oh, okay, you wanted to attack me with those links? Well, let me return the favor because I have enough banelings myself, so Elazer doesn't want to miss out on any timings. That he knows that Reynor can threaten with the Muta. On the other side, Reynor going for the counterattack as his links do not want to face the banelings, and he's going to have to tap out because the Spire is simply not ready. Elazer takes game number 1 with a big smile on his face.
And you know what? He is right to have it because he just won the first round of Clown Fiesta of this one. That was everything we hoped and expected it to be in game number 1. Baneling's constantly running in, just getting all kinds of damage done. I can't believe that one set of banelings in the natural for Reynor didn't kill like 15 drones. The second set that ran in, that felt like it should have killed like 15 drones. But still, what a...
First one?
No, not the first one into the main base. The ones that ran by in the natural and left like 8 red drones or something.
Unfortunate.
Either way, what a What a fun series.
That was super fun. That was super fun of a game. I mean, like, it was a 9-minute game, but so much happened, right? That it felt like an even shorter game just because it's like you didn't get any like much breathing room. And these are two of the fastest players, Zerg players in the world. I mean, they are two of the ones that can really match each other action for action to a good degree. And so it's a very exciting match to watch. And they're both players that don't really tend to hesitate a lot. If they think they're very intuitive, well, Reynor, I think, is just a very intuitive player where he like makes a lot of good decisions on the spot. Elazer is one of the more methodical players where he has things mapped out, where it's like if then. And sometimes, you know, if he just if he doesn't have if-thens, he just kind of goes on this auto mode of like, let's just make units and throw them at you. And I mean, that was amazing. That was non-stop action.
It really was a real treat to start things off, and we're gonna see something else again. Representing Team Liquid with the 12 pool, it's Elazer.
And in the top right-hand side for Kaisi Gaming, it is Reynor.
I wonder if Reynor goes for a pool first here. Do you think, like, 13-12, he's already down, 13-12 in game one. He's already down 1-0 in the series. Do you think he's confident enough to go for a pool first?
I don't think, I think he's confident enough to go for a hatch first, rather, right?
Like, fair enough.
I think that it's Reynor. I don't think he's going to be like, oh, I need to play. Oh, but he does drop the gas. He's going for the pool first, and it's actually a gas pool. So, yeah, I mean, this is a hard build order counter, and this is really sad for Elazer. Very likely to pull his drones. And Reynor's giving him respect and playing like the overdog, where a lot of the time I would have pegged Reynor for the type of player to be like, you know what, I'm gonna hatch first again because you're not supposed to break me. Like, I am supposed to hold that.
I was gonna say, I was about to ask, do you think it is gonna be the 12 pool drone pull? Yeah. And then I saw that, like most of the drones were hotkeyed there. Now he will sneak this around the map. And there is a world where Reynor goes for, 2 Zerglings, starts up link speed, and doesn't actually see this. This still does have a lot of kill potential.
It actually does, which is insane. I mean, there's going to be a queen. Yeah, only 2 links in production for now. The larva's being saved. It's going to be an overlord next. That doesn't say necessarily too much. However, just the capacity to make links right away and spines right away is a good thing for Reynor. The bad thing is he won't have as much larva in the long run to work with, so he is gonna have to make everything count. Reynor starts his spines sooner than Elazer can start his spines, and on side Elazer has a little bit more than Reynor, but Reynor will have a queen to work with soon. I think he should wait for that, but he's going for it right now.
Ooh, neat little split off right there with those Zerglings going after the drones that were targeting the spines. Nice micro so far. Already, one of the spines getting very, very low. Yeah, this should be a hold right here. Nice body block at the natural ramp as well. Yeah, he's going to be able to deny all the spines, I think. Yeah. Maybe he's sending a few too many drones back to mining. No, he's good. He's good.
He's good. GG.
Yeah. And
like a little bit unceremonious, yeah.
It was the build order counter we expected it to be. There was a world right there where if the drones actually kind of sneak around or if he sends 3 drones early and then hides them on creep, you know how there's a little bit of blind spot? He actually gets 2 or 3 spines pretty far along, and maybe he can still make a win happen, and it's a 2-0. I don't expect that would have happened, but that's a path to victory right there.
Yeah, the problem is Reynor did make those 2 Zerglings, right? So he would have spotted like anything on the fog of war with those 2 Zerglings as they move out. But I mean, yeah, it's a difficult position to go for a 12 pool, and it was apparent that he was gonna go for the 12 pool drone pool because like the 12 pool is just not good enough. I think on a map like that's kind of like mid-size, it's gonna be difficult to like the way that I like to think of a normal 12 pool is pretty much that it doesn't matter who's executing, it should look pretty much the same, right? So if Reynor knows how to stop a 12 pool, he knows how to stop Elazer's 12 pool. The 12 pool drone pool is a little bit more active than that. It requires a little bit more babysitting, and it's a lot more all in, and it's more coin flippy as well. There's no transitioning out from it, so it's much more dangerous, right? So if you go for a hatch first, then Reynor has died to those before. And yeah, I think Elazer thought the way that I thought, which was you're probably going to be confident enough to go for a hatch first again because you're Reynor. But yeah, Reynor was well prepared.
He certainly was. And we'll see if this man pulls out any early game shenanigans again. Spawning down to the bottom left for Team Liquid, it's Elazer.
And the former world champion, it is this time the runner-up, Reynor for Kaisi Gaming. Absolute beast, equalizing the score here.
I wonder if Reynor goes for another gas pool, and he is getting a 17th drone. I think he's going to go gas pool again. I think he's going to do the same build. For one, he didn't get to execute his build order because I think it was going to be an aggressive play. And two, it's another big map where you can sneak a drone pull around the map, around the overlords.
All right. A drone pool?
Well, no, I think he's getting ready for the potential of a drone pull. If there is a drone pull, you can sneak it around the overlords, is what I mean. So that's why Reynor decides to go for the gas pool. Or at least that's what I'm positing, what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, he's definitely playing safe. I think. You think he's gonna be aggressive behind this as well? Could very well be. Let's see if he keeps drones on gas. I think it's a little bit risky to keep drones on gas. Difficult to break a hatch first with, like a Link Bane player or something like that.
Yeah, but, yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm. But he could go for a flood. Yeah, I don't know.
He did keep 2 drones on gas in the previous game, even though he didn't get a chance to do something with it. And there we go. He's going to keep 2 on this gas once again. I think
maybe.
I think it's going to be some Link Bane pressure.
Could it be Millie instead? We would expect
that'd be fun.
Yeah, because he does like Millie quite a bit, so maybe you could do something like that. Link Bane pressure is a little sketch in my opinion, like of an opening like this, but maybe if it catches Elazer off guard, it's good enough. I mean, we'll see. He already has 50 gas, so it is a Baneling nest. I was gonna say if you're gonna drop an Evo chamber, it had to be around like a 30 to 40 gas mark for it to time out with Millie. So yeah, Baneling nest is what it's gonna be, and Reynor will indeed steadfast heed your advice and go out on the aggression.
Yeah, I like how you've now put it on my responsibility if Reynor loses. It's on me.
If he wins, what? It's Reynor. I mean, you have faith in him, surely.
Oh, of course I do.
10 links.
I
10 links on the way.
Slowly fallings in the chat. Of course I have to have faith in Reynor right now.
Yeah, we'll see. I want to believe in Elazer, but his Baneling nest is pretty late, actually. I mean, will he be able to hold this? Oh, the queens are kind of gonna. Oh, this is really bad. They're gonna be caught out of position here as this overlord was baiting them out. Okay, they're retreating. That is good news for Elazer. This is on a knife's edge, and oh my God, Elazer might just he finishes the wall off. So Reynor's dead. Or at least, he's not gonna get damage out of this.
I think he's in a tough spot for sure. As well, Elazer went for 4 queens, which is just a whole lot more defensive firepower. Reynor did start droning very quickly, so he will be able to transition out of this. But like you said, this is bad. This is a really bad situation. There's potential for like a Queen Nidus push now with the extra queens he's gotten. He starts up that +1 missile immediately. He's already well ahead on drones. What do you do here from Reynor's, if you're in Reynor's shoes, to try and catch up?
I mean, he made 14 links and only 2 banelings. So maybe with that third, he can catch up in time. I still do like Elazer's position because, like a 2-base roach timing is still pretty powerful. And that's exactly what we're going to see. The lair is aptly timed as well for Elazer. And this definitely didn't go well for Reynor. How do you catch up? You drone up at a minimum and you try to hold with the minimum viable product, basically, right? Like he needs to get slightly ahead of workers or ahead in workers of Elazer and then barely hold, basically. Or this is not going to be good.
Yeah, no, it will not be good. That is very, very true. We are going to be seeing the third base coming on down. He starts at +1 Carapace as well. Elazer saying, you know what? I actually don't think I need to kill you.
This is nice.
And he's actually droning. Okay.
Yeah, and that was actually pretty nice for Reynor as well. That cancel onto the third of Elazer. Oh, the two banelings! The two banelings actually get in! They're gonna kill like 8 workers again! Oh, it's 7, it's nasty! 4 more brews tap as well, or 5, that could have been even worse. But yeah, I mean, if Reynor was behind, he's definitely right back in, if not comfortably ahead at this point.
Yeah, I feel like that was so big. That was actually gigantic. Elazer leaving the door open. You know what discussion we don't have enough? Zerg players don't get a wall. We should get a supply depot, don't you think? If Protoss players get one, I think we should get one too.
Yeah, Protoss have war pins and Terrans have the supply depot.
Yeah, we should get something that we can lift and lower.
That would be cool.
Obviously, that's I don't really feel that way. For everyone in chat is like, oh, but the races are asymmetrically balanced. Oh.
Yeah, this game is pretty asymmetric as well. There's a +2 coming up for Elazer as well as Tunneling and Claws. I kind of like that. Burrow on the way as well. He's going to commit pretty heavily to the roaches. Lucky for him, given the approach that he's taken, Reynor has not dropped the Spire this time around. So they are even on workers right now, and Elazer does have the advantage in terms of upgrades. So this game could still be anyone's. And Elazer is checking with an Overseer. So if there was a Spire, he would have caught it with this.
Yeah, that's a great little scout. We're going to head into the mid game in a very weird kind of unconventional position where both players might not know exactly the game state. Reynor obviously knows he killed a fair number of drones, but he doesn't know exactly how many he killed. He doesn't know if he killed enough to equalize. We know that he actually killed enough to be decently ahead, but because Elazer is teching so aggressively, he's going straight up into 2-2 and getting Tunneling Claws, even though the supplies say that Reynor is far ahead. As long as Elazer doesn't die in the next little bit, he's in a decent position. He's in a very comfortable position. And yeah, as you mentioned just now, Spire coming on down.
Yeah, that's actually huge. Elazer should be looking for a timing here with the roaches. He's going to continue to make roaches, and actually just having the Tunneling Claws and the Burrow tech already up for him is going to be pretty good for his chances. Oh, Burrow's actually Burrow roaches already making their way into Reynor's main. This is nasty good. He's gonna split him 3 and 3. 3 will be enough to one-shot workers at either mid or line. And Elazer has fantastic multitasking as well. We know that he's gonna see the Spire with this as well. Going after the Queen first, gonna force Reynor to react as he pushes in on the other side. +2 about to finish, not yet done, and Elazer actually getting a little bit ahead of himself here, as his upgrades have not yet kicked in for another couple seconds.
Yo, he's using the burrow like it's Blink Micro. Look at that, burrowing the injured roaches right there to save them. Now, he does overstay his welcome there and will end up getting pushed away as the Overseers of Reynor pop out. And Reynor is still up in army supply. Now, it is 2-1 versus 1-0, which is a pretty significant upgrade disadvantage. Upgrade advantage for Elazer. But now the Spire completes. However, 2-2 Hydras are going to be so good against any potential Muta switch. I feel like the fact that Elazer's been able to get up to this 2-2 setup is so good for him. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I mean, the upgrades are really good for sure for Elazer. The Mutas are going to be nice for map control for Reynor. But Elazer, I think he already has Overlord speed as well, right? Reynor now getting it. And he was pinned back for long enough that it will allow for Elazer to transition. Still, Elazer's probably going to want to look for lurkers or infestors before moving out in case there is somewhat of a baneling transition. And there is an infestation pit instead on the side of Reynor. And actually, there is a baneling nest. So, yeah, I guess it's still kind of risky to move out with just Hydras, but he's nearly maxed. He might just do it. Yeah, I think he wanted to wait and see if his opponent did commit to Mutas. Oh, he's going to find quite a few drones here. This is looking really good for Elazer now.
Yeah.
I am very scared for Reynor right here. Unless he can get into lurkers or something very, very quickly, I am not feeling his position in this game. He does take a good defensive fight right there. And a little bit of two-pronged fighting. Looking good for Reynor for the moment.
Yeah, but it's happening on his side of the map, and that's not where the Muta want to be, because eventually Elazer will get maxed out. He's now adding his own infestation pit, maybe to look for that transition into the hive and transition into his own potential lurkers, maybe Vipers eventually. But now Elazer has had enough map control that he can just consolidate his army with the Hydras, and he will be hitting Reynor with a huge upgrade advantage and at max supply. So you know, they should be at the very least even. Only Reynor has Muta, which are garbage in the straight up fights. Elazer kind of donating units here, though.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because this is right when he wants to be hitting.
Some more.
Before the hive, before lurkers are out. This is...
Yeah.
That was a really, really weird move. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, same. I think he might still have enough. He has to wait for reinforcements, but ooh. Yeah, I mean, he could have just been attacking right now with the full, with his full army, and he would be like, again, 10 wasted supply in Muta and 2 upgrades ahead, right? So he should have plenty to where the straight up fight in the big numbers, the fight me everything against everything should go in favor of the Elazer. But not if he doesn't wait for his reinforcements. Okay, good concave here for him. Hydras do have a lot of damage output.
They do, but they don't have their Hydra speed at the outset of this engagement. That's going to mean Reynor's a little bit more capable of maneuvering his army. Does get a couple of nice corrosive vials. Good multitasking from Elazer, getting a lot of drones during all this. But the fight for Reynor is looking quite good. And it looks like Elazer disengaged with part of his army, but left a lot of it still fighting there.
He's overcomplicating things quite a bit, pretty often, right? Like he takes those engagements before the full of his army is there. He goes for this harassment, which looks really nice on paper, and against a lesser player, they might fall apart and lose more than 12 workers. But 12 workers is pretty acceptable if you're just not gonna straight up die, because again, if you have 2 upgrades and your opponent is 2 upgrades behind, and they have 10 supply dead in Muta, I do not know how you possibly hold without lurkers, right? In a straight up engagement. So why not just do that?
Yeah, I got to agree with you. That is the perfect analysis, perfect way to put it. He overcomplicated it. No reason to. And like you said, like the analysis is absolutely spot on. Against a lesser player, chances are you go from being very ahead to probably unlosably ahead. But Reynor is Reynor, and he is really good at defensive multitasking, and he's showing it, really showcasing it nicely right here. We do see the Hydras a little bit exposed right now for Elazer.
Okay. But he will Elazer has a good amount, yeah. Finally, this is a good amount of army. All of the army of Elazer is here, so he should be able to actually push on forward here, dodging the vials really nicely as well, and actually has pulled a lot of the army of Reynor to the other side, so not the perfect split of army there for Reynor. Elazer now pouncing on forward, and that was a good trade for Elazer. Now remaxing, but at the moment, with reinforcements, I think Reynor will eventually be able to push him back. Elazer looking for economic damage again.
Yeah, and once again, it's small chip damage, and he's committing a lot of roaches to do so. Resources lost is heavily in favor. Well, actually, it's not that heavily in favor now. Ooh, this is a really nice move. So this is actually, Reynor's right at the breaking point of being broken, and Elazer is continuing to go for it, and he is actually...
Okay.
He might have done it here.
Yeah, I mean, finally, Elazer will attain a good economic lead. So from this position, now you got to play the different card, right? Like before, his win condition was in army. Now it's in economy.
Trap.
Oh, yeah, I got to be really careful here. I mean, I was just talking about it. He just gained the economic lead, so he doesn't need to fight the army necessarily anymore. Now he is maxed, so maybe it's fine to continue to trade as long as Reynor's gonna be on the ropes because his economy has been hindered as much as it has, right? So yeah, just consolidate your army. If you're a Elazer, go for waves. You're still in a very, very, very good position right now.
Man, I am so impressed with the fact that Reynor has been able to hold here. Elazer has been throwing everything and the kitchen sink at him, just absolutely multitasking like a god, and Reynor has met it almost perfectly in every position. Like I am... Now granted, we mentioned it earlier, but we don't need to belabor the point. Elazer probably had a kill timing, but still, the fact that Reynor has survived this long is so impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Reynor has done everything that he needed to do, being upgrades behind, etc. He has taken the opportunities that Elazer has offered him, and now he is up to lurker. So if he can stabilize in the next few minutes, it will become increasingly harder for Elazer to break him. That said, Elazer behind this has a significantly better economy, especially when it comes to real estate. He has a 5th, and Reynor has not been afforded to do that. Elazer maybe overcommitting here.
Yeah, it looks like he is. He's going to lose a lot of units here, and drones are not as expensive as roaches. Yes, Reynor keeps losing drones, but he keeps replenishing them pretty frequently, and now I'm actually starting to really like Reynor's position, I think. He's gotten into his lurkers a little bit quicker. We do see the Vipers coming in for Elazer a little bit faster, but Reynor's got a much bigger gas bank. I say much bigger. It's like 500 gas bank bigger. And
Yeah.
ooh, that's some nice harassment in the main.
It's really nice, and the Elazer is significantly ahead in economy, so Reynor can't even afford the Lurker upgrades right now, so that is the nice thing for Elazer, right? Even though Reynor does get to Lurkers, it is kind of like, okay, like, let me stabilize Lurkers, and Elazer's finally gonna offer him some breathing room, but I think he's still fine. The supply does favor Reynor significantly, but and he is making those Vipers as well, but I think in the long run, Elazer's not gonna die, and he's gonna have additional bases, he's gonna have more economy to work with, and the tech is going to be slightly better as well for him, as he will continue to upgrade faster. Potentially, he will have the, the bank to actually get his 3/3 upgrades and the Lurker upgrades as well a little bit faster.
It is worth noting as well that Reynor is maxed out on a much bigger army supply, but so much of it is in roaches. So much of it is in roaches. He's got 32 more roaches than his opponent. He's actually down 7 lurkers. He's up a viper, which is kind of funky and kind of funny. What's the viper's energy? Okay, Reynor's charging them up at the natural, so they are not yet relevant to fight.
Yeah, Elazer has to be pretty careful here. I think just denying a base would be ideal for him. But yeah, Reynor going for the Blinding Clouds here, which is an approach that is strong, but you can reposition again. So this is much more reliable with the Abducts here. Those are going to kill Lurkers every time. And the Elazer actually doing a really nice job with the Tunneling Cluster, getting into the natural base of Reynor. I don't think that Reynor noticed right away. Could have even gone into the main just to pull the army further away, but goes for the hatchery. I had not noticed the HP of that hatchery, and he's actually going to get it. Right now, if you're a Elazer, you just turn around, kill the base that's right behind you, and you have a massive lead. Instead, he's gonna go for the big engagement. This is a little bit risky, but it could very well end the game. Good repositioning of the Lurkers. This looks pretty good still for Elazer.
Oh, it certainly does. The Blinding Cloud, not quite
GG.
enough to keep him alive, and GG is called. Elazer takes the 2-1. Man, that is a